the fresh cut. You're now 9 fights into this fighting career, 6-0 pro, 3-0 amateur. Have you reached a new level of comfort recently, whether it be during fight week or in the cage? Is it starting to feel like second nature to you?
Yeah, I think like every fight, I'm finding just like nuances in myself. Like the last fight was my first time making 155. And this time it just feels a little bit more natural, a little bit more easier. And obviously my skill set, like through training camps, I'm consistently training. So it's just getting better through that process. But man, like I'm just getting better at this, like leaps and bounds.
You've already defeated one of Longo's top prospects in Dylan, the quiet man Mantello, who also happens to be fighting this weekend, coincidentally. Now you're set to take on another guy from Long Island, undefeated guy in the form of Justin Montalvo. Do you just have it out for this gym, or are you just fighting whoever they put in front of you?
I guess I have it out. No. So, I mean, it's definitely not a gym thing. You know, I don't really care, but I had this fight. I took this fight in July on 3 weeks notice, and it fell out, and I wanted the fight still. So after my last fight, I wanted it again, and, you know, Bellator made it happen, and here we are.
Lastly, you're fighting alongside a guy named Bryce Meredith, someone that you know pretty well. I was wondering how you guys even know each other, but are you expecting big things from this guy in 2023?
Yeah, of course. Bryce is a great competitor. I've known Bryce. We've known each other since probably, 10 years old, since we were little kids. And then coincidentally, we ended up going to college together, and we, did some great things together in college wrestling. And we fought on a couple of cards. This is our second card fighting together. I expect him to go out there and do the things that you guys expect.
Archie, the shirt's looking fresh, bro. Are you trying to top me? What's going on?
I was like, man, I got to be the best dressed in here. So far, I hating on your guys' fist, but I'm winning.
I like it. All right. So most of your wins are by finish, but you're a wrestler. Why are you out here knocking people out, man?
It's exciting. It's what you want to see, right? I have a little chip on my shoulder from not getting, obviously not finishes like fighting in wrestling, but not doing dominant performances like I should have in wrestling. So I want to make sure that I can start in this career of dominating people and being the person that I know I should be.
So Archie, a couple minutes ago, you mentioned how you're making leaps and bounds throughout this sport. Talk to me a little bit about how those things are happening and what you believe to be, those things that are helping you so much at this point in your career.
I think the biggest thing is just like consistency. Like just even the days that you suck and you don't want to do it and the body's hurting, like you still got to show up. You got to get through that workout. And then usually about halfway through that workout, after you started it, now you start to feel good. And you're like, all right, I'm happy I came here. But it's like that first little bit that sucks. That car ride there, you're trying to, all the excuses that pop in your head. Hey, maybe I do need to go get, my car washed. Maybe I do need to go get my license done, and all these things start popping in your head. But just like being consistent, being disciplined, showing up, giving it your best, and do that day after day after day, practice after practice after practice, 4 practices a day, 3 practices a day, week after week. Next thing you know, it leaves bounds better.
Awesome. And now that you're on this win streak and you're doing so well and, having great performances, what would you like to see? We're still early on here in 2023. What would you like to see going down the line into the rest of the year? There's a lot of cards, that are getting booked and a lot of things going on. What do you want to see this coming year?
So for me, I have my second child is going to be born in late May 28th, around then. So I still want to get 3 fights, but it'll just probably have to be a little bit later in the summertime after this fight, late July or something, or August, and ideally in November or December if I could get one. So I still want 3. Yeah.
Archie, real quick, you've had a lot of success, obviously. What do you do to keep from getting complacent and keeping ahead of everybody that's obviously trying to chase you and catch up to you?
Man, there's a list of things. Like I have the chip on my shoulder, like I said, from wrestling. The way that my career ended in wrestling, it's like it still sticks with me. I still think about my last performance ever as a wrestling. tournament, and it's like embarrassing. And that chip is on my shoulder. So that pushes me every day. And when you train alongside guys that like I trained with, who are at the top of the world, like you just get to see where you're at, where you stand, and what you need to do. And I just have to keep going every day if I want to get to that position. And I understand that because I get to see it firsthand. Like I get to see where I stand with these guys. These guys get to tell me where I compare to when they were my age, like things like that. And I know it's possible, and I know I'll get there. But like I get to see it firsthand with some of these guys that I train alongside with.
Zach.
Hi, Archie. Is there any challenges in training for an opponent that hasn't fought in over a year?
I don't think so. No. It might if you looked at past performances and you saw a bunch of kind of like different performances and different styles in each fight. But, through the last 4 fights that I've watched by him, his style, his fighting, has always been pretty much the same. So, not having been active, I don't think anything would have really changed. Maybe he's probably gotten better in some things for sure, but I don't think like in the heat of the moment when you get punched and it's hot and everyone's around watching you, you're gonna revert back to what you know, and he's shown that.
Santiago.
Hi, Archie. Thank you for the time. 2 short questions. Your last fight ended quite quickly against Jesse Hanam. And that was a short notice fight because you were actually scheduled to fight Justin Montalvo on that night. Are you happy that the company got this fight rebooked? Because this is your second camp for him, right?
I'm happy that the promotion got the Justin Montalvo rebooked. After my last fight, I asked for Quealy or Montalvo. Quealy got a different fight in Dublin, and I got Montalvo. So I'm happy with what I got. But maybe we'll still ask for that other one.
You had 2 fights in Eagle, but now you are here for your 3rd fight in a row at Bellator. Are you happy here? And did you recently sign a new contract with Bellator?
I have not re-signed a new contract, no, but this is my 3rd fight. I figure between 3rd and 4th, or I don't really exactly know how that works, but I think between your 3rd and 4th fight is typically when some sort of talk happens. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm very happy here. I have my eyes on that world title. And I want to continue to climb the ranks and get to the top of Bellator.
Cannot wait to see you perform again. Good luck on fight night, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Last one here, Aaron.
Hi, Archie. It's Aaron East from MMA UK News. I just have one quick question for you. Are you approaching this bout differently, seeing as one of your O's have to go?
No. Like, I think it's cool. Like, way to kind of like see 2 young, hungry prospects. I don't think you get to see that all that often right now, until people are like 15-0 and 15-0 or something like that. But people that are in our position at our point in our career, I don't think you get to see that too often. So I'm happy for that. But if the question is something about pressure or something like that, this is just another fight. I'm going to step out there